But I was in a room and some African came in there, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Africans still hate me because I wouldn't feed that little African boy. They still hate me. For those that don't know, back in like I think it was like 2015 or something like that, me and Sinetta doing this interview, this little African come up there, a little fat African come up there. So a couple years ago, back in 2015, so this is like 10 years ago now, this little fat African Sinetta doing it. Me and Sinetta doing this interview, the little fat African kid standing on the side. So he's healthy, he ain't even hungry. So the little fat African kid standing on the side. And so we start conversating, and the fat African kid had some, he had some intelligence, had some smarts about him. And when Sinetta sees that he African, Sinetta, of course, being the cat that he is, you know what I mean? And I love Sinetta. Like, I talked to Sinetta yesterday, man. Sinetta Sinetta called me yesterday and raised the bar for my love for him. I'm gonna just tell y'all that. I ain't talk about when y'all see us go back and forth, and that's what people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand, like, and now if y'all can understand this with Sinetta, y'all should be able to understand this with Wack, right? In the content-driven world, you can say that Sinetta is the father of content-driven world. And what I mean by that, when you look at the Charleston Whites, the shit that y'all shouldn't believe half the shit that the only time y'all should believe Charleston White, when Charleston White talks about, there's some good shit. When Charleston White talks about the single mothers, when Charleston White talks about rappers, in certain instances, there's some stuff. So I would say Charleston White is a 50-50 nigga. Meaning like 50% of what he says you can rock with, 50% of what he says is content driven. Wack is damn near the same. But the father of that shit, if I had to put a place from my world, the father of knowing how to drive content is Sinetta. Sinetta has driven y'all niggas absolutely crazy. Sinetta has gotten on a live stream, said F your God, F your Bible, F Jesus, F all of that. To the point where people used to tell me, Tazaryach, why is you dealing with Sinetta? And at the same time, half of y'all niggas are Israelites based on his platform. You know how many niggas I talk to? Like when I was in Dallas with Real Life Joke and the other brother that also too, I'm gonna put the link up. So the brother Real Life put the first video. Certain people in the chat will say, I remember you from Sinetta and stuff like that. And so when you talk about the king of content driving, you gotta put Sinetta up there. Sinetta's up there with being able to be the most controversial person and the father of a lot of cats. Like he started Umar, he started the SETI, started the Polite, and far as debates and stuff like that goes, started me. He ain't start me in the truth, but from a debate perspective, he brought me to y'all. So you got to give him his props. So Sinetta sitting in there, sitting in that pocket, he see that little African boy, know we hate Africans, he took that little African fat boy. And here's the crazy part. People always make it seem like I wouldn't feed the African. The African wasn't hungry, the nigga had a full stomach. Nigga heavy said, nigga, little chubby ass African kid. So Sinetta pulled it up, he said, this my brother. This my brother. And he was like, can he come to the cookout? I said, no. Hell no, he can't come. I ain't say hell no. I said no, he can't come to the cookout. And the little African boy was taken aback. Like, why? When I broke it down, why he couldn't come to the cookout, that fat African kid said, I ain't gonna lie, I would do the same thing. If your people did that to my people, you couldn't eat, I wouldn't eat with you too. I would hate you too. That's what he said.